Most businesses are getting video marketing wrong. If you're a business owner, a marketer, or anyone creating video content and you've consistently felt like your message is just falling flat, well, there is a reason for that frustration. Seth Godin said that marketing is no longer about the stuff you make, but about the stories you tell. So, yeah, most businesses are getting video marketing wrong because they are making ads. What you need is a story. A great way to start this conversation is to understand what is the difference between an ad and a story. An ad is selling features. It's very transactional. When you're sitting there scrolling social media and you come up on an ad, I think the first thing you think is this person wants something from me. And an ad is going to focus on the features, whatever the service or the product offers, right? Our product offers X or our service offers Y. And the ad is going to use logic like this will help you save money or this will help you save time in order to earn whatever it is that it's trying to get from you. Again, whether it's money, time, or resources. And so, again, the ad is very transactional. And so, if that's an ad, then what is a story? And stories are relational. Stories are bridges. Stories are connections. It's how we interact as humans in order for us to connect with one another. We've been connecting as humans since we've existed, and it's always been through stories. So stories help people to relate to whatever it is that you're telling the story about or the message that you want to get across. Stories are going to focus on emotion and transformation rather than the ad, which is going to be very logical. Hey, spend this money, spend this time, get this thing, save time, save money, all that kind of stuff. A story is going to help somebody understand what a journey looks like. A story is going to show you a hero and a problem and how the hero solves that problem or how the hero doesn't solve that problem. And it's going to highlight values, not value in the thing, but values like the why behind something is, why a certain product is made, why a certain service is being offered. And it's going to invite an audience into that experience or that conversation in order to better understand that why. Because the goal of that story is to build loyalty and to build trust and to build a long-term engagement or relationship that leads to a sale. So how do you actually do this? How do you go from just making ads that are transactional to creating and telling stories that are actually going to resonate and drive real results? Well, Paul Triple H Levesque, who is the chief content officer for the WWE, that's right, we're talking about professional wrestling, put it perfectly and said, if you can make people feel those stories, they're going to be invested in the product. That philosophy is exactly why professional wrestling is the perfect analogy for building compelling brand narratives. Think about it this way. When you watch pro wrestling, what is it that you're invested in? And I don't know if you watch pro wrestling. I watch a lot of pro wrestling. I'm a huge pro wrestling fan. And it's never about the big flashy moves or the athleticism, right? It's not about the moves, but it's about the moments. People don't just tune in to pro wrestling to see a pile driver or a perfectly executed moonsault. They get invested in compelling narratives, the heroes, the villains, the underdog journey, the rivalries that build over months or even years. It's about the characters' why, their struggles, their triumph, their betrayals. That's why people get emotionally invested into pro wrestling, why they cheer, why they boo, why they buy the t-shirt, and why they tune in week after week. That same principle of deep emotional connection applies directly to any business, no matter what anyone is selling. Your customers aren't just buying a product or a service. They're buying into your why, your values, the transformation that you offer. They're looking for their own hero's journey, and your business can be that guide. So instead of just making an ad that says, hey, we're a dentist, come in for a cleaning. Imagine a dentist telling a story about why they started their practice. Perhaps they had a traumatic dental experience as a kid, and now they prioritize patient comfort above all else. And so in this story, they share a brief, anonymous anecdote about a patient who was very nervous that they were able to help overcome that fear. You're not just buying a cleaning. You're buying peace of mind and genuine care. Or instead of a coffee shop sharing a picture of their latte and saying best coffee in town, they could share the journey of their beans from a specific farm in Colombia, highlighting the farmer's dedication, the sustainable practices, the craft of roasting, and finally the perfect cup. You're not just buying coffee, you're buying into a global journey and ethical sourcing and passion. Think about a local gym. Instead of join our gym, we have weights. They could tell the story of a member who struggled with motivation, how the community and trainers supported them and their personal victories they achieved. You're not just buying a membership, you're buying a supportive community and a personal transformation. If you're ready to stop making ads and start telling stories, stories that connect, stories that build loyalty and genuinely captivate your audience, well, that's what I specialize in. Hit subscribe to continue to learn about making compelling videos that connect with your ideal customer, or find a link in the description so that we can connect and discuss your brand story further. And remember, there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.